to continue the process or add up to the process, right? I don't know whether you get me. So a practical example is this. You have sent 3 people to go get something, okay? They should go get 3 items for you. One, they will get it at Nungwa, and then on their way, PS5. You go and see that when we close. Hey, 6:15.
PS5 is done by programmers. That's it, come and ask me.
Okay, so even the time is far gone, so we have to be wrapping up. We won't be able to finish today, but then at least we have learned something. So once you are sending 3 people, right? They are getting 3 things: one at Nungwa, one at Coastal, one at Brigade, and then you send them. But the synchronous is that 3 of you start the journey. When you get to Nungwa and they say the person who is bringing the item is in Accra and is coming, all of you wait. Wait till the person from Accra gets there, you get the item before you continue to Nungwa to the next person, right? And so look at the whole thing. But in the asynchronous way, you tell them that all of you set off. When the person who is to pick the item in Nungwa is not getting the item, he should wait for the item, but the remaining 2 should continue and go get the other items, right? So person 2 and person 3 continue with their journey to where? Coastal. The other person also gets to Coastal and they say, oh, the thing will come in just 2 minutes time, so wait. The third person will leave that person and move on to Brigade. Do you get it? So when you look at the whole thing, eventually it will look as if you have finished the process within 5 minutes. Because if it will take them 5 minutes to get to Coastal, it will look as if you are achieving something in 5 minutes. Is that not it? But behind the scene, there's still something you are waiting for. The application is waiting for to complete the whole process. But it's hiding behind the scene, which is the person at Nungwa waiting for something to come in so that he also continues to come and meet you guys at Coastal, right? That is asynchronous process. But then the first concept was that if you go, all of you go, and the thing is not there, wait for the person. So the person at Coastal and Brigade will still be waiting. And no one else is coming because all of them are doing what? They are waiting for the other person to bring the item before they all move on to the distance. So they all want to move on when they are done with some operation. Do you get it? That is synchronous operations. So there are times that you use synchronous operations, but then they are in few cases. Asynchronous is best preferred when especially APIs, data fetching from an external source comes in, where data would have to be retrieved in bunch and it will take time. You don't want your page to be blank whilst it's waiting to get all the data before something shows up on your page. No. At least you want to feed the person with something on the page, creating the illusion that you have something, right? Half enough is better than none, right? So they see that this, and once the other things continue till they are done, then they can now come and fill in. That is the process, okay? So we use this approach to actually make a test, okay, a check before we do post.map. In that way, we are guaranteed that our data has been filled in before it starts performing these operations. And so when it starts getting the items individually, it will store it in the first value we put there, and then we do an arrow operator like this, and then we'll feed in that data. So let me create a paragraph here. We can create a JSS a JavaScript HTML tag here, and then do a curly brace and put, when post comes in, each object has post.id, no, not with s, .id, and then the second value, let's create another one here, another paragraph, and then this should give us post dot how do we call it, is it name? So I think I've not closed something well. Okay, let me put all of them. I think we need to put them in one container, so I'll put them in a div. And then there's this one thing about map, where because it's creating a list of children, it has to also, you have to assign a unique key to it. If you don't assign, it will display, but it will complain, right? So we bring in a unique key. Now let me just use the post.id as its unique key. Okay, so now we are guaranteed that we have some data, and the data is also checked before it's been mapped through. So let's go to the page and refresh our page and see. Okay, good, we don't have any error. We don't have any error, but is our data coming in? We don't see any data. Okay, so let's see why. So here, let me do something, an object. Post. So we have our post here. The post would be filled with this data, and then we would do a console. Let me see. Let me do console.log the posts, that post we have here, right? I want to console log it here and see what it brings out to us before we even come here. So let's check it out. I need to check if there's some data coming in. Okay, so we have some data here, but look at this, as if it's creating some infinite loop, which is wrong. This shouldn't be happening. So we need to check that and ensure that we don't have these multiple instances. So first of all, we can do this.
It's creating loop, it's not ending.
Yes, it's not ending. So we need, in the use effects, we want to do this and then tag this, create this empty array here, making sure that it only runs once and not a multiple time, right? So we'll close this and let me refresh that again. When the page loads, and look at that, it's telling us it is null, right? So it means that nothing is showing up in that particular object. That's why we weren't able to see anything in there. So let's see. There was some data coming in, but then at some point we can't retrieve the data. Let us check JSON, then we'll set in the data here. Hey, our time is late too. Sorry, I have to spend some time to get this. So post. Okay. So let me, It's the same approach. The only thing is that we'll pass the post in here. This post we are doing, we'll pass it as a second parameter to the fetch operations. This here is correct, but then for some reason, let's see. Or let me take it out of the H1. Sorry. Let me take it out, and then we'll do curly brace posts, and then we'll pass in the posts dot map. Then we also have each post, then we'll do a console log here. So let's do console log of the post. Let's see. So in the page we should have that. You can see it's loading the data, but for some reason, even though we're telling it to pause, but it's not pausing, it's only reloading the data. Okay, so a kind of a flaw